Energy is the lifeblood of any modern nation. It pulses through every city, every home, and every industry, quietly powering the routines and dreams of millions. From the moment we wake up and turn on the lights, to the hum of factories producing goods, to the digital networks that connect us all, energy is the invisible force that keeps society moving forward. It powers our homes, fuels industries, and drives economies. Every light that flickers on, every machine that whirs to life, and every vehicle that moves across our roads is a testament to the power of energy. It is the thread that weaves together the fabric of modern civilization, enabling comfort, productivity, and progress. Without reliable, affordable energy, growth stalls, hospitals, schools, and businesses all suffer. Imagine a hospital without electricity, unable to power life-saving equipment, or a school where students study in the dark. Businesses grind to a halt, and communities are left vulnerable. Energy is not just a convenience, it is a necessity for health, education, and economic opportunity. Energy is the foundation of national prosperity and security. It underpins every aspect of development, from the smallest rural village to the largest urban center. A nation's ability to provide stable, affordable energy determines its capacity to grow, innovate, and protect its people. Controlling energy resources means charting an independent course, free from foreign pressures. When a country can harness its own energy, it gains the freedom to make decisions that serve its people first, rather than being at the mercy of global markets or political interests abroad. For developing nations like the Philippines, the stakes are even higher. Rapid urbanization and a growing population put immense pressure on existing energy systems. The need for reliable power is not just about convenience, it's about survival, progress, and hope for a better future. A growing population and economy demand ever more power. As cities expand and industries multiply, the appetite for energy grows. Meeting this demand is essential for job creation, technological advancement, and raising the standard of living for all citizens. Relying on expensive imports drains resources that could fund education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Every peso spent on foreign fuel is a peso not invested in the nation's own future. This dependence creates a cycle that limits growth and leaves the country vulnerable to external shocks. Energy self-sufficiency is not just economic strategy, it's a national security imperative. By investing in local resources from renewables to indigenous fuels, a nation can shield itself from the volatility of global markets and ensure a steady supply for generations to come. Dependence on imports exposes a nation to global price shocks and political risks. When international tensions rise or supply chains are disrupted, the consequences are felt at home, in higher prices, shortages, and uncertainty for families and businesses alike. The dream of energy independence is about resilience and a secure future. It's about building a nation that can weather storms, both literal and figurative, and emerge stronger, more united, and more self-reliant. It's the path to lifting people out of poverty and building modern infrastructure. With reliable energy, roads, schools, and hospitals can be built and maintained, and communities can thrive. It opens doors to innovation, entrepreneurship, and a brighter tomorrow. For the Philippines, energy independence means taking control of its destiny. It's about empowering every Filipino to dream bigger, work harder, and build a future that is truly their own. It's a vision of a stronger, more prosperous nation, one where energy fuels not just progress but hope, resilience, and the promise of a better life for all. The Philippines is embarking on a bold journey, one that could redefine its future for generations. As the sun rises over the archipelago, the nation stands at a crossroads, determined to chart a new course toward energy independence. This is not just a technical challenge, but a national mission that touches every Filipino's life, from bustling cities to remote islands. For years, the country's growing population and economy have demanded more and more power, yet much of this energy has come from sources far beyond its shores. The Philippines has long depended on imported fossil fuels, oil, coal, and natural gas, to keep the lights on and industries running. This reliance has made the nation vulnerable to unpredictable global markets, price spikes, and supply disruptions. Every shipment of oil that arrives at a Philippine port is a reminder of this dependence. When global prices soar or supply chains falter, the effects ripple through the economy, impacting everything from transportation costs to electricity bills for ordinary families. Now, the government is taking decisive steps to change this narrative. By developing domestic energy resources, especially petroleum reserves in the South China Sea, The Philippines hopes to reduce its reliance on imports and gain greater control over its energy destiny. These reserves, if tapped responsibly, could provide a stable supply of fuel and help insulate the country from global shocks. Harnessing these resources could transform the Philippines into a self-sufficient energy producer. It would mean more jobs for Filipino workers, new opportunities for local businesses, and a stronger, more resilient economy. But the quest for energy independence doesn't stop with oil and gas. The Philippines is also reviving interest in nuclear energy, seeing it as a path to clean, reliable, and large-scale power generation. The Bataan nuclear power plant, once dormant, is now at the center of renewed discussions about the country's energy future. Building a domestic nuclear program could help stabilize energy prices, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and provide a steady supply of electricity to fuel the nation's growth. However, it also requires careful planning, strict safety standards, and the trust of the Filipino people. The road ahead is not without obstacles. Geopolitical tensions in the region, especially in disputed waters, pose significant risks. Massive investments are needed to build new infrastructure and upgrade existing facilities. And perhaps most importantly, the government must earn and maintain public trust through transparency and responsible stewardship. Success will depend on collaboration between government, industry, and communities. It will require long-term commitment, open dialogue, and a willingness to embrace innovation, from renewable energy projects to advanced technologies that can make the grid smarter and more efficient. Achieving energy independence would be a game changer. It would boost the economy, create thousands of jobs, and strengthen national security. Filipino workers would have new opportunities and families could look forward to a more stable and affordable energy future. Ultimately, this journey is about empowerment, about taking control of the nation's destiny and building a brighter future for all. It's a chance for the Philippines to stand tall on the world stage, confident in its ability to provide for its people. The stakes are high, but the rewards could shape generations to come. With determination, unity, and vision, the Philippines can turn its quest for energy independence into a lasting legacy of progress and hope. The Philippines' push for energy development is rapidly gaining momentum, marking a significant shift in the nation's economic and strategic priorities. Once seen as a country heavily dependent on imported energy, the Philippines is now investing in its own resources, aiming to secure a more stable and prosperous future for its people. This transformation is not just about meeting domestic needs, it's about stepping onto the regional stage with newfound confidence and ambition. If successful, these efforts could make the Philippines a major player in Asia's energy landscape, changing how the region thinks about power, trade, and cooperation. The country's growing industrial base and urban centers are driving demand for reliable energy, pushing innovation and investment in both traditional and renewable sources. By adding its own oil and gas production to the mix, the Philippines could shift regional power dynamics, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers and increasing its leverage in international negotiations. This move could also encourage other Southeast Asian nations to pursue similar paths toward energy independence. Exporting energy to ASEAN neighbors would not only generate much-needed revenue but also strengthen economic ties and enhance regional security. The Philippines could become a vital link in the energy supply chain, helping to stabilize prices and ensure steady access to resources for the entire region. A more self-reliant ASEAN, with the Philippines at its core, would be far more resilient to global shocks, whether from fluctuating oil prices, supply disruptions, or geopolitical tensions. By investing in renewables and diversifying energy sources, the region can build a sustainable future. The Philippines' nuclear ambitions, if realized, could set a powerful model for other developing nations seeking clean, reliable energy. This bold step would demonstrate that even emerging economies can lead in adopting advanced technologies and shaping the future of energy. Leadership in energy would grant the country new influence and prestige, allowing it to participate more actively in regional decision-making and to advocate for the interests of its people on the global stage. Instead of being a passive consumer, the Philippines could help shape the rules and standards that govern regional energy markets, fostering cooperation and innovation across borders. This transformation signals a changing energy order in Asia, where new leaders are emerging and old patterns are being redefined. The Philippines' rise is a testament to the power of vision, investment, and determination. As the sun rises over the archipelago, the Philippines is rising too, ready to claim its place as a dynamic force in Asia's energy future. As the Philippines rises, Russia's energy dominance is waning. Western sanctions after the Ukraine invasion cut Russia off from its key European market. Forced to sell oil at discounts to Asia, Russia faces lower profits and weaker negotiating power. Lack of Western investment in technology threatens its production capacity. Russia's decline opens opportunities for new energy players like the Philippines. Countries are seeking stable, reliable partners, creating a golden opportunity. The Philippines' ambitions are now a strategic international opportunity. The global energy landscape is shifting and new entrants are welcomed. Energy is a tool of influence, and Russia and China use it to advance their agendas. They export nuclear technology using build, own, operate models, often financed by opaque loans. This can create debt-trap diplomacy, making nations dependent and vulnerable. Foreign control over critical infrastructure like nuclear plants gives them leverage. Sometimes these deals come with weaker safety and non-proliferation standards. For the Philippines, these offers may seem attractive but carry hidden risks. Choosing an energy partner is a strategic decision that shapes national alignment for decades. Sovereignty and long-term security must come first. China's influence in Philippine energy is already deep and real. The State Grid Corporation of China owns a significant stake in the country's power grid. This grants China operational influence over critical infrastructure. Such foreign involvement raises serious national security concerns. The grid's security is the nation's security. Control must remain sovereign. Chinese presence can shape regulations and lock the Philippines into dependency. Policymakers must balance existing ties with the need for independence. Diversifying partners and protecting infrastructure is essential for the future. The U.S. offers a different energy partnership, one based on transparency and mutual respect. Instead of dependency, the U.S. builds local capacity through aid, training, and strict safety standards. Legally binding agreements ensure nuclear technology is used safely and for peaceful purposes. This model empowers nations to manage their own energy securely. For the Philippines, partnering with the U.S. means access to world-class technology and true sovereignty. It's a path to energy independence without compromising national interests. The American approach offers a secure, transparent future. Nature's power is a constant threat to global energy infrastructure. The 2025 Kamchatka earthquake and tsunami exposed the vulnerability of coastal energy assets. The Philippines, on the Pacific Ring of Fire, must build resilient, disaster-ready infrastructure. International cooperation is vital for disaster response and energy security. Diversifying energy locations and using advanced engineering are crucial lessons. Preparing for natural disasters is essential to protect the nation's energy future. Energy security means planning for the worst. The Philippines' energy drive promises a more stable, prosperous future for its people. Lower, predictable bills and reliable power could transform daily life. A domestic energy sector means jobs, new careers, and reversing the brain drain. Export revenues can fund better schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. On the world stage, the Philippines adds stability and competition to global energy markets. This journey is about empowerment and national control. For Filipinos, it's a new dawn, powering growth and securing their place in the 21st century. For the world, it's a step toward a more balanced, secure energy future.